strength in you. Dun 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 dun. Coming through with the strength in you. Hey boo, hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do, what it do? Coming through with the strength in you. You made it, good job. Strength in you, coming through. Strength in you, coming through. Hey boo.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. I couldn't get it out, it's still a Monday, but happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all of our fallen soldiers and warriors who had to fight in these wars over the years. So I just want to hit a shout out for them, of course. So shout out, happy Memorial Day. We made it through the weekend, y'all. I hope you didn't get too drunk, but I'm in here and it's just me right now. I ain't worried about nobody else and what else going on. You got your girl. That's all that matters. So we're gonna make it do what it do, boo. How you doing? Happy Monday. We're talking about a lot of things. We got a little history going on, of course, because as I always tell you, it's important to know history. If you know where you've been, you know where you're going. You know what I mean? So I think it's important that we learn our history and about our people. So if you got some history that you want to be a part of this show, I encourage you to put it out there because we need to know. We can't grow if we don't know, right? So we got to say what is. Happy Memorial Day, Catherine. How you doing, honey love? Um, Also, I'm encouraging you to head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Strengthen you with the come through, and yeah, leave your comments and your critiques and all that stuff. Because of course we can't get no better if you don't let us know what's going on. So we're not gonna worry about that. But I got a splendid word for you today. I don't know. I kind of know this word, but I don't know this word. I don't know what it means. We're about to learn together. So potation. I think that's how you say that. We're about to see together. And you know how we do. We go over there, I share the screen, and we get to learn this word together because that's how we grow. You won't know if you don't grow up, but see, I'm doing too much. Slow your roll, Joy. You got to get it.
The word of the day, don't wait, educate.
You gotta educate with the word of the day, because like I said, you won't know and you can't grow if don't nobody say what's up. So let's learn this word of the day and what it means. Come through. So let's see if I said it right. I think it's potation. Is thinking about it.
Potation.
Okay, potation. I was correct. So it's a drink. The act of drinking alcohol, often potations, a drinking about. Here we go to our example sentences. Let's go out for a potation to celebrate for your new job. Most of the plans for the bachelor party includes copious potation. I think I said that right. The potations of my college days are a bit blurry. Huh. I got a sentence for that, I think. Um, when I'm doing karaoke, I don't even need potations to act the whole fool. That's just who I am. I got another one for you. When I'm about to do my open mic with the comedy, I don't ingest, no, I don't, yeah, I don't ingest potations because I want to make sure I keep some of my memory together so I can remember my jokes. So yeah, if you got some sentences for potation, put that joker up there so we can read what you got. Here we go. Good. I'm just happy to be here. Yes, honey. Yes, yes, Catherine. I'm glad you are here, honey. Hey, Marcella. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Yes, we are remembering those fallen because they're never forgotten. And this is why it is so important for our history. And that's going to bring me right into the lesson because it's important. Like I said, it's Memorial, right? Memorial Day is remembering our fallen. And they don't have to just be soldiers. We got all kind of people that's fallen that we don't know nothing about. Happy Memorial Day, beautiful. Love you, baby. Oh, I love you too. Love you too, honey. But yeah, so that's why we do our history because it's not just because it's Memorial Day, but because it's Memorial Day, it's even more special. So, of course, I got my cards. These cards come from Urban Intellectuals. And if you want these cards, urbanintellectuals.com got some. And if you're interested, I actually got a couple of coupons. So if you want some, let me know. Hit your girl up in the inbox, and I'll hit you up with these coupons. And you can get your history cards and find out about your people, because school only can teach us so much. So it's up to us to find our history. So we have to search and seek and find, explore. Anyway, let's get right into it. So this first person we're going to talk about, there we go, kind of. Queen of Sheba, a biblical figure. Everybody heard of Queen of Sheba, but if you're like me, you don't know nothing about Queen of Sheba, because I knows nothing. I'm so 100 with you. But the Queen of Sheba is a biblical figure in Sheba. So this is a place. Okay. Sheba is a place. So we learning. um, Women played an important role in society, and they were equal to men. They were equal to men in nearly all spheres, with civil, religious, and military rights and duties, just like most of the men. So that's something new and improved. You don't hear that in the U.S., but in Sheba back in the day, women were just as strong and powerful as men. So we wasn't looked at as, because you have a vagina you're weaker, or because you have a penis you're stronger. It was just people being people, knowing they needed to do what was necessary to enhance their culture and their place where they live. So I appreciate that. Hey Jerry, how you doing, honey love? So that is something good to know about the Queen of Sheba. Also in Sheba, it featured Jewish, Muslim, and Christians, particularly Ethiopian Christian traditions. See, we got to learn about those. We know of Western Christianity, and we don't know if it's all accurate or true. So I think it's important for us to be able to go in other places and regions of the world to learn about history, because all of us are not African American. Let's be clear. But anyway, um, in Sheba, and oh, this is a good word. I don't know this word. Anachronitics. Wait, and anachronitics. 7th century set. I'm gonna have to look that up later. 7th century set meant to legitimize the participation of Judah in the lucrative Arabian trade. So I'm gonna have to learn what all that means, because again, this is history. We don't know, y'all. We learn it, honey. We learn it. Okay, here we go. Also in Sheba, the oldest and most important of the South Arabian kingdoms. So Queen of Sheba, that's an Arabian culture, which says some. If this deck is about Black history, that tells you something about Black history and Arabians and all these different cultures that have been segregated when we're all just one people. That this is all. The more I'm learning, and I'm realizing that our history goes way beyond what we know and what we can see. So you better dig into some of this culture, because it's truth out here. It's some realness. Okay, we got another queen on the scene we're about to talk about. Her name is Fannie Lou Hamer. Yeah, Fannie Lou Hamer. She was born October 6, 1917. She died March 14th, 1977. That wasn't that long ago, sugar. Anyway, she is voting rights activist, civil rights leader, and a philanthropist. She worked for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Everybody don't want to fight. We don't all practice violence when you Black. I just want y'all to know that, okay? Okay. Um, she helped poor and needy families in her Mississippi community. See, we all need somebody. Vice chair of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party. She was elected as a National Democratic Party delegate in 1972. And when she died on March 14, 1977, and according to the New York Times, none of us, oh, she said, none of us would be here. No, none of us would be where we are today had it not been here then. So basically, she's saying without the stuff and the struggles of what we've been through in our past time, we wouldn't be where we are now. So keep going forward. Don't fall back into the trap of society and what it has to offer to you. You choose what your destiny is, right? I agree with that. But let's get into it.
When you motivate, you elevate. It's motivation time.
Yeah, you see, I'm a little excited. I love motivation time. This usually is done by my brother, my king, the other king of the scene, wisdom, but he has some things to get into. So I'm gonna hit you with your motivation, but your girl strength always got a little something on the side. So since today we're talking about being handy capable and the pressures of it, I'm gonna talk and motivate all of those who experience a little bit of handy capableness, because it doesn't mean that your physical is messed up. We all experience some type of mental handicap, whether you deal with depression, anxiety, whether you deal with outbursts or Tourette's or whatever your situation is. Know that we're all dealing with a situation. And as long as you, number one, accept your situation, you can't better nothing without accepting what is. So you have to embrace it, research it, and find what works for you. So that means that you're going to cry. You're going to have days where you want to scream and you want to fight and you want to give up and you want to throw in a towel. And it's just going to be hard. And it's like, damn, is God really there? You question everything because you can't fathom how somebody who loves you can put you through so much pain. But it's a part of life. You can't really grow without pains. Like, pain is a part of pleasure. So you can't have one without the other. You have to embrace both sides of it. So I'm saying all that to say, when you down, like I always say on my Strength in You page, guys, when you down, there's nowhere else to go but up. Trauma is doing exactly what it's meant to do. Cause you trauma and destroy you if you let it. Things only destroy you when you give up on you. You can never give in to giving up on you if you want to win in this life. Success is going to take a lot of tears. It's going to take a lot of pain. It's going to take a lot of falling. See, people think because you fall, that's it. But when you fall and you get up again, that's how you know how strong you really are. You find your strength in those fallen moments, because what could have broken, killed somebody else has taught you how to rise. So I'm saying that again to say, when you down, there's nowhere else to go but up. Keep your crown on. You are strong, honey. Listen, there's nothing you can't do with the strength in you. Your positivity comes in your fight. So keep fighting. And now I'm gonna get right into the quote, because when this quote goes right into me telling you to keep fighting. This quote is by Maya Angelou, however you say it, I don't know, but it's by my Sugarfoot. And she says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Those are very simple words to live by. And it is real life stuff. Because guess what? You don't have power over everything that happened to you. Sometimes things happen to you and it just is what it is. So how you gonna handle the things that happen to you? Huh? You gonna cry about it? Ain't no need to cry about it. You can't get up after that. So change how you perceive it. Everything is about perception. It can all be better if that's how you look at it, because negativity is right there. But if you perceive that there's a purpose for your pain, that there's a light at the end of your tunnel, you're gonna get through everything that you're going through because you know that is strengthening you. So just keep fighting. Change how you perceive what you're going through. That's the only way it can beat you, is if you let it. Hey, Facebook user, it's so true. I love her. Do the best you can do until you can do better. Then do better. Yes. What you said, Maya. What she said. Because it is real life, y'all, and it ain't going to come easy. Nothing in this life that comes easy to you is worth having. And if it comes easy to you, it's probably gone just as fast. Even in your relationships. If you found them on Tinder and it came fast, I'm not saying all relationships from Tinder or none of them sites go bad. But chances are they're going to go bad because you was just looking for a buddy. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. We had our beauty and courage, but I don't even know where my girl at, and I ain't had nothing for her segment, so I'm not gonna do her segment. But we're gonna talk about the pressures of being handy capable. We're gonna talk about that because, like I said, we're all experiencing some type of handicap. Just everybody don't want to claim it. They don't want to admit it. But all of us are dealing with something, whether it's depression, which most of us are actually dealing with. Hey, E, happy Memorial Day. But no, all of us are dealing with some type of something. And a lot of us are dealing with depression. And why a lot of us dealing with depression? Well, I think personally, you can please give me your feedback, give me your opinions all through the comments. But in my opinion, depression has hit us so hard because it was a cycle that was passed down from our parents, which was passed down from their parents. Because we were all taught, shut your ass up if I give you a reason to cry. Well, that didn't necessarily teach us how to deal with nothing. So when it came to us going through something, all we knew was to lash out or to go get high or to get hella drunk. Deportation. Drink a lot of it. But that don't help our situation. But that's the pressure. That's the pressure that we have to be okay through our pain. You can't just go and tell your parents like I'm sad, especially in certain households. They don't care if you're sad. Some of them don't even talk to you. They put you in front of a TV. So that added too. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't teach you how to deal with the pressures of your handicap. But in being handicapable and having those pressures, life and society has already put pressures on us. So not only did your parents put these pressures on you and tell you to shut the hell up for they give you a reason, but now here's society saying, especially if you're a boy, you better be strong. You better not cry. Well, that added to the pressures. That added to the pressures of your handicap. So now it trickled down and it leads into your children unless you choose to break the cycle, right? But you got to first admit, number one, that you got that handicap. See, people don't like to see it as what it is because to them, if you got a handicap, that means you physically messed up. But if you realize it, to have a handicap, mean there's something different about you, whether it's the way you think, the way you learn, the way you move, there is something different. And the only way you can change the way that dynamic is for you to, number one, accept it and embrace it. But the pressures and the way to deal with those pressures are not through lashing out, through not getting drunk as hell or getting high, or it's through using your words, having communication. And that's the one thing we're lacking as a community, not a black community, but as a people community. Because I don't necessarily see black, white. I refer to everybody in all kinds of ways because we all believe the same. So none of them make me a bit of no difference. Okay, but that threw me. Okay, so when you when you got these handicaps though and you got these pressures and it leads you to want to drink and do all these other things, um it can be overwhelming and it can take you and lead you until you've fallen and you broke. You don't know which way to go and what to do. And so I'm here to remind you today to not let nobody else's opinions or nobody else's thoughts or what somebody else's expectations of you stop you or pressure you into doing things that you're not necessarily comfortable with or that don't make you happy. Because oftentimes, like for instance, we talked about depression and anxiety and being told to shut the hell up for you get a reason to cry and all these things growing up. Where do you think that left you in your communication with people? Like, please answer this in my comments in the thing. What do you think it left you with people telling you to just shut the hell up and suck it up? It left you nowhere. It left you stuck. It left you broken. It left you wondering, invalid. Why don't I matter? Why don't what I feel mean something? At least that's how it left me. Truly, that's how it left me. But one of my things I know I go through as handy capable because I put no cap on my life. I don't close no lids. Um, it's pressure to be a good mom. It's pressure to be a good comedian. It's pressure to be a good wife. It's pressure to be a good sister. And people think because I say I'm handy capable, that means I don't need help. That means I don't need you to just do things without me asking. But that's a lie. That is such a lie. It is pressure, guys, and it adds to your depression when you're trying to be what somebody else wants you to be. We can't do that. You will die trying to be what somebody else wants you to be. All you can do is do what you can do. No more, no less. Don't let the world tell you because you're a man, you're supposed to be strong and you can't cry. That's bullcrap. Because you're a man and you got so much on your plate and the world has put so much on you, you're supposed to cry. You're supposed to have more feelings than anybody because your plate is so much more full than others may think. And because you're a woman, your plate is just as full because of the many hats you got to put on and be for everybody else. And this is why you can't allow what somebody else think you're supposed to be or do determine who you are or what you're supposed to be because you will truly kill yourself. Or you'll be like me, a stroke survivor, because you've been trying to be and do for everybody else. So, with that part being said, embrace your womanhood, embrace your manhood, but embrace the pain that comes with it. Don't feel like you just have to be what the world says you have to be. That's not how it goes. And because you're handicapped physically, don't mean you can't go to a theme park and get on rides, or you can't do what the average person does just because physically it looks different. But you can. There is nothing stopping you but you. I know as a stroke survivor who differs from the average survivor because my energy level is different and just how I move, I feel pressured. I feel pressured to be good at everything I do, if that makes sense. But I know I'm not good at everything I do, but I try my best and that's all you got. So don't put pressure on yourself for trying to be, again, what society or the people in your house or your doctors or what nobody else say you're supposed to be or do or just none of that because that's just not where you are. Here go my queen.
Hey,
Hey girl, hey. We talking, you missed the potation that's getting drunk. You drinking a lot. But no, we're talking about being the pressures of being handy capable. And I was telling the people, don't allow what doctors or the people in your household or just anybody else say. Don't let them determine what that looks like. Put pressure on you to be
yeah,
somebody that you just can't be right now because that's a pressure that is unnecessary and it adds to.
depression,
Thank you.
anxiety, suicide, all the darkness.
Yes, absolutely. So as we're talking about being handy capable in general, I was making sure number one, let it be known that handy capable does not mean you have a physical disability. Mentally, you can be just as handy capable. That does not mean it's confined to a certain, just how people thought stroke survivors was all old people. Well, we
Mm,
are proof that that's not true. So all handy capable are not physically messed up or physically in a situation. Let's put it like that. Sometimes mentally you're in a situation, and that's a form of handicapableness that people put pressure on you to just be okay or to be happy all the time.
yeah,
What are some things you experience with pressures of being handicapable?
pressure right now. It's more pressure now than before because it's like before my stroke. Well, I'm gonna say the stroke because I ain't claiming it. But before, it's like every little step you take, every little thing that you discover to do, you got like congratulations for it. And now it's like everybody want you to prove to them that you can do this, that you can, for simple like going in want to cut something. But
Hmm.
prove to me that you can use a knife now. I don't, and it makes you like doubt yourself. Like, why do I have to prove this to you? I was doing it before.
Right.
So that's like one of the pressure that everything that we do, it seems like we have to prove to people that we can do it
Yeah.
because we no longer do it the way, like you say, because it looked different.
Hmm.
And because we do it different, oh, you gonna hurt yourself, you gonna harm yourself. No, this is the way that I'm able to do it. This is the way that I learned how to do it. This is the way that I'm doing it that I'm safe to do it.
Right.
And people don't understand that.
Right. I know one of my is it's a pressure to listen. This ain't got nothing to do with people and what they say,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
this pressure is the pressure on me. Okay, that I put on myself. And I don't know if you do it like I do it, but I put pressure on me because I consider myself handicapable and not capped.
Yeah.
And because I put that handicapable on me so hard, I put pressure on me to excel at everything. Like my job, I gotta
Mhm.
have a job. I gotta make
Mhm.
sure I'm happy all the time because I don't want people to see me as a downer because I'm a stroke survivor. Because I'm handicapable. So
Yeah.
I put a pressure on me to be strong. So sometimes I don't let people help me like maybe I should be helped because I
Yeah.
feel pressure to be stronger than what people think I am, if that makes sense.
I can totally understand that because, as I stated before my stroke, I was working two jobs. I did everything for myself. My family was able to call on me, and any problem they had, I was there to solve it. And here it is that I'm down now. I'm not gonna let. It was like a pressure to admit that, hey, I can't do this.
Hmm.
And sometimes we get into that trying to keep going like we usually did, and that's so much pressure on our body that we make our own self sick because we're not taking that time. Because I used to think, oh, I'm so sleepy, but I don't want nobody. I don't want to go to sleep because I don't want nobody to be like, all she do is sleep. But my
Yeah,
body is tired,
yeah.
and so I had to keep dragging to keep going, so they won't look at me a different type of way.
Hmm.
That was like one of the pressures, like trying to keep everything up as before.
Right,
And I can say that that kind of hurted me more than healed or helped in my recovery.
right. I could see
Like,
that because I know
yeah,
I was one of those people that did that very same thing that you're talking about, where it was like I don't I didn't want to be seen as like you said, as all she do is sleep or all she do is complain or whine about her pain. So like even
hmm,
now, it's a pressure for me to not even talk about when I'm in pain because
yeah,
I don't want nobody to just be like, damn, she always just talking about how she hurting. Hey boo.
hey,
But it's a true thing. And it's like this is why these type of conversations are important because we need to be able to let people know that part of the reason why a lot of people, not even just stroke survivors, but part of the reason why even men work so hard because the world says this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I ain't gonna, this ain't for all men, okay? But just
yeah,
like it ain't for all women, you know what I'm saying? Like we just got different pressures, but it's the pressure sometimes that we put on ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's because we're trying to live up to what society says. And this is why it's important for us to live up to what we think is important in our households because every household is ran different. So you have
good
to,
afternoon.
good afternoon, Miss Angie Boo. So it's important for us to realize like what pressures are worth having. Hey,
Thank you.
but like, okay, being handicapped, right?
Hmm.
One of the pressures is I'm about to get a little deep, y'all, okay?
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
One of the pressures is almost biblical. It's expected because you're a stroke survivor, be on your back. But no, thank you. I like to be on top of stuff and do things. So that's a pressure to fight for my position, if that makes sense. No, serious. You got to fight for your position in life, okay? And that is
Well,
pressure.
true.
And it don't even have to always come in that form. Pressures, positions come with different things, okay? So you sometimes have to the pressures and you have to fight for your position.
Oh, yeah, you do. I just let them
It's
guess.
a mindset, hunty. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Well, yes, sir. I don't know if it's a ma'am or a sir, but yes, honey. It is a mindset. But this is why we're telling people and we're explaining to everybody that number one, there is a pressure with being handicapable, but the capable part is what you want to go for.
Mhm.
Because when you put that cap on your life, people really do exactly what Courage was just talking about. They look at you and it's like, well, I'm about to use this knife. Well, let me see you use it first. And now you got to prove it. Well, no, I shouldn't have to do all that.
Mhm. I know, cause you tell me, you have to prove. No, baby, I ain't got to prove nothing.
Right.
That's just my. That's. It's not that I'm
All
being
right,
like
Christina.
mean. It's not like I'm being mean, but no, I'm not. I'm 43 years old.
Right.
Prove what?
For
You
real.
know, you're not gonna take that away from me, regardless of what I done been through. You're not gonna take. I done went through my childhood years of proving. You're not gonna
Absolutely.
take that away.
Marcella said, I feel like I have to fight for my independence.
Yeah.
And you do. And because now we're seen as babies in a way all over again. So they have to, just like your baby had to prove to you that they knew how to cook,
Mhm.
you got to prove to people that you can do that. But you got to prove things within yourself
Yeah.
first. You know what I'm saying? So some of those pressures with being handicapable need to exist because without those pressures, you wouldn't fight for your independence or you
Mhm.
wouldn't fight for growth or for recovery. So some of those pressures are necessary, but some of them are not. So
Yeah.
that's where you really need to decipher what pressures are worth having in your life because at the end of the day, the only one at risk of having another stroke or going through whatever it is trauma that you're going through is you. The thing that's causing you the trauma is well off. So like if it's your job stressing you out and putting all this pressure on you to be something that you're just not, let find something else that's for you because I get that we all got to make money, but if it's killing you, it's an unnecessary thing to be a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nobody need to be nowhere that's making them unhappy, that's bringing misery into their life, that's adding to heart attack, stroke, diabetes, like none of that need to be added to because we
You gotta
already,
change it.
yes. And now with that being said, we're gonna do this segment backwards, and I'm gonna do your beauty and courage because I gotta pee. I love y'all.
What I tell you about it?
It's beautiful to be courageous. Let's have beauty and courage.
Okay, so today we're gonna rise up to taking back our independence. Just because we are women as stroke survivors, it seems like we have to fight for so much. We have to fight to prove that we are still 100% woman. We still do the same things that women do. We are capable of running our household. We are capable of doing everything that as other people consider a normal woman. And I don't even know what's the difference. I mean, I be questioning it. Like most people be like, "Are you normal? Are you back to normal?" And I be like, "What is normal?" I mean, I do everything that every other woman do. I still have body function. I guess I'm guessing they asking, can we still perform as a woman from a male point of view. So somebody give me some point of view. Have y'all ever been questioned like, are you back to normal? Or what do that even mean? I mean, because we cook, we clean. I know some stroke survivors that still have kids. I mean, like, what do that really mean? Are you normal? If a man asks you, Joy, are you back to normal? What do that mean? How would you?
Oh well, I had that question asked to me before, and you gonna have me on this show cussing because when
But
they
for real,
ask
I
me,
had somebody ask me that, and I was like, "What's normal? What's
yeah, I don't do that. What I don't do that normal thing because first of all, we all got our own norm. You know what I'm saying? So don't ask me am I normal. When I tell you I went to clean f off on this man, don't ask me am I normal because there is no normal. You have your normal. I have my normal. So my normal may not look like your normal. So don't define what normal. What is normal?
well?" Well, I can't say what I told him, but
We're gonna have a melee show for that.
yeah,
No, but seriously, I feel you.
yeah, it's just like, and as I was saying, like that's some one thing that as a woman, I mean, it's a lot of women's out here as a stroke survivor that we have to fight for to be considered. We still 100% a woman. We still a queen. We still run our household. We still like did nothing change.
Right.
Why are we looking at? Why do people look at, or especially a man, look at us different?
But no, you know what? I would just say that's some men because I can honestly say I feel like all this handicapableness, oh baby, it is the truth. Because them men don't even, this is the pressure of the handicapable right here. Because all the handicapableness is real. They see this. And this proves to me that confidence matters. So as a stroke survivor, I'm gonna tell you to walk around with your crown on like I always tell you. Because honey, they don't see this leg, they don't see this
Look,
arm.
they don't see
Only
nothing.
only young men. But I want on young men anyway. They don't matter. But it's really about the person. So
Yeah.
anybody who's seeing your handicap, that's because that's not the person for you. You know what I'm saying? If the person that's meant for you gonna see way past that, they're gonna go around your arm, your leg, your speech, whatever, because your heart is what's speaking to them. Your aura and your energy is what's speaking to them. So, honey, don't
I
let
know, cause I mean, it's a lot speaking to them from me. I mean,
listen, the handicapness is real. And only once they find out when they see my comedy and I hit them with that juicy joy, listen, honey, they man, don't find out now. No, but seriously,
I
look,
tell them, I say,
nobody-
you be somewhere thinking I'm in love with a stroke survivor.
for real. But no, that's real life. So I mean, yeah, it is pressure. It's pressure because number one, as a stroke survivor, you know what I'm saying. You feel like I gotta put on clothes when I go outside because I already look like this on one side, so I can't be outside looking like that. You know what I'm saying? I look like this, so I can't be looking like that. So it's pressure. But like I said, again, I'm reminding you, don't let nobody pressure you more than you pressure yourself. We put enough pressure on ourselves just being handy capable. Because once we put that capable on the end of that handicap, it automatically put pressure on us. Automatically. So you don't
Yeah,
need the pressures because as a handicap, you give up. But as a handicapable, you're still going. So that's
yeah,
pressure to get up every day and try again. There's pressure every day to cook for your family. There's pressure every day to clean your house. There's pressure every day to wash your ass. Because real talk, my arm be tired after I come out the shower. I don't even lie to you. It's this pressure. So I don't need the pressure of a job. I don't need the pressure of my spouse. I don't need the pressure of my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my kid. You don't need the extra pressure and the stress because just being handy capable, you're trying to make sure that you're not a burden on people. That's pressure. It is pressure making
yeah.
sure you're not a burden because you're going out of your way to do everything for yourself. so that nobody else feels overwhelmed with your life. Because
Yeah.
we know we didn't ask for it, but we know more than anything that they didn't ask for it. So we got guilt on top of
Mm-hmm.
other things that we're going through. So you don't need that extra stuff to add to. So I'm telling you, fall back on pressuring yourself from being anything other than who you are looking to be. If all you want to work on is your recovery, do that. Fuck,
You know, I am a prime example of that. I had so much pressure every day. Everything I did was a pressure. And now that I changed my mind, I try to change my mindset in some situations that I don't bring the stroke part of me into it. I
Mhm.
bring the just me into it. And I'm learning to like just go out there and have so much fun because now I don't even think about the stroke part of me. And it's like you said, once you just get away from all that pressure, you feel more relieved. You
Mhm.
feel more, and then the people around you gonna change. You gonna see how they change
Right.
towards you.
Mhm.
But like you say, pressure, man, that's too heavy.
I mean, and life already is pressure.
Yeah,
Just existing is pressure. And unfortunately, if you black, you got extra pressure.
yeah.
Matter of fact, if you're a person of color, because you ain't got to be black, a person of color, you got your own set of pressures. So you don't need to add no extra pressure to your life than what you already got. If you're trying to take care of a family, pressure. You're trying
Hmm.
to build a career or a foundation, pressure.
Pressure.
You know what I'm saying? It's all pressure. Even
If
me
you
trying
trying
to
to
build
get that perfect body, pressure.
pressure. And this is
Yeah,
what ain't nobody got time. Ain't no such thing as a perfect body because we
today.
all build different.
Um,
So it just is what it is. Sometimes I feel like SpongeBob because it just goes straight. And then they took my black in the back, so I get a little upset. But it's all good. It's pressure, and that's the pressure I don't worry about because I remember what a juice lies. So
look,
I,
well, you SpongeBob and I Patrick.
that's right. Oh, and then Junior Squidward. Okay, anyway, focus,
I'm
focus.
still, I'm still bubblicious.
Yes, but no, the fact is, it's pressure everywhere. Even me trying to grow with comedy, it's pressure. You know what I'm saying? Trying to write books and trying to break cycles,
Mhm.
it's all pressure. You
Pressure.
don't need no more pressure than what you already got on yourself. So I'm trying to say all this to say, be encouraged. Be encouraged that as long as you doing your very best, that's all the pressure you need. You don't need to be confined or put yourself in a box of pressure from society or the world or none else that nobody else thinks about your life and what you should be doing, saying, or nothing else. It's enough pressure just existing.
And
So
please, when you rise up in the morning and you feel like you want to put on makeup or you feel like you want to do your hair, but in the back of your mind it's saying why you a stroke survivor or you going through this, don't listen to the back of your mind. Go ahead and put your makeup on, do your hair and show your beauty no matter what.
what you said. How did the set go last week? Oh, Catherine, I didn't post it on Facebook because I said some stuff in there, but I'm gonna send it directly to you, honey. Yes, I was filthy.
Yeah.
It was good though. They love me so much that they actually asked me to come back this Wednesday. So I'm gonna do some more
Yeah.
comedy. Yes, honey, I'm coming up. Juicy Joy on the scene. No, but that's also a part of my point right there. You see my name right there says strength. But when I go and do my comedy, I'm Juicy Joy. Because number one, I'm ratchet. See, when I'm strength, I'm motivational. I'm encouraging. I'm inspiring. But this is
Oh Lord.
it's pressure as people. It's a pressure for you. They want you to be one person. But I'm
Hmm.
not one person. I have moods. I have feelings. I have things that sometimes I want to pretend become another person and I become another person. There's no pressure on me to be Cynthia, to be Joy, to be Strength, to be Juicy. I'm who I want to be when I choose to be it. So don't put no pressures on yourself again to be nobody that somebody else says you should be. Do what you want to do when you want to
Do
do it.
what your heart feels.
Do what your
What
heart
makes
is.
you happy.
Because one thing don't make up who you are. You are confined of so many things. You are on a cellular level. We are made up of molecules. So that means we are trillions and trillions of things. So that means at any point we can be anybody. As my girl Heather said, you two-faced it. That's you can have two different faces sometimes. You can be happy that somebody say something stupid and piss you off, and then it flip you real quick. So
Yeah.
again, there is no pressure to be Trina, to be Cynthia, to be Angie, to be Catherine, to be Marcella, to be Junior, to be John, James, to be Jerry. There's no pressure to be just one entity. You can be who you want to be when you choose to be it and live the life that you want to live, how you want to live. There is no right or wrong way.
Amen.
It's just you embracing who you are and loving every bit and part of you, even your imperfect parts, because the beauty of being human is we were made perfectly imperfect. There's no way around that. So take it for what it is and don't put no pressures on you to be nothing. Be handy capable at its finest. Love yourself and go for what you know, honey. Cause I'm about to be out here telling these jokes. Oh, I would say it on here, but
You
so
uh
we gonna have a.
don't give us just one.
It's too nasty.
Well, myself is nasty.
I'll just say, I'll say this one where I met this person and I was talking to him and he was so fine. And then he opened his mouth and then the cemetery was right under his tongue. And death came creeping up out of his mouth. And I was sad.
That's it.
Okay.
You,
So
you
see,
like, they tried to come give me once, and they
death tried to come for me. I was not about that life. I had to run for it. Listen, and the other one I was about to tell people about, I told them I was so glad. One of the jokes I told them at the spot, I said, I was so glad that Rona over because that damn Rona had me eating all the Neeses, the Japaneses, the Chinese, the Korean Neeses. I was eating all the Neeses because I'm just glad it's over. But my other joke I can't tell y'all because it's talking about them boys in these gray jogging pants. And we're going to talk about that at another time. No, but again, guys, don't let life, people, experiences, because even experiences pressure you. You know that?
yes,
Experiences can pressure you. We are prime examples of experience that has pressured you. We've been through pressures. Stroke. Stroke was an experience. And it put
yep.
pressures on us that we weren't even prepared for. It sounds like as in you after dark. Yes, girl, get Marcella.
It's coming. It's coming.
Juicy Joy only come out at night. No, but please don't let nobody pressure you or make you feel less than because you're not living up to what their expectations are of what you should be doing. No, thank you. I do me the way I need to do it, and it just is what it is. But we put enough pressures on ourselves. We ain't doing no more than that.
No more.
No more for real. So, do you want to leave the people with anything about pressures or handicapable?
Yeah, it was something I read, and I have to find it because I wasn't prepared because I thought we wasn't doing the
I
show
told you
today.
to stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
So I seen this the other day. It say, stay out of these three prisons.
Okay.
One, caring about what others think.
Okay.
Two, living in the past.
Okay.
Three, fearing change.
I love that.
Change your mind, change your life. Mindset is everything. And
Now,
they kind of like hit me, you know.
I want to speak to that very first thing you said because that's part of the pressures of being handicapable,
Hmm.
caring about what people think. I'm trying to teach my son this right now, but I know that comes with age and
Yeah.
experience. But as an adult, we have to fall back from caring about what other people think. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It's almost like just because you're an adult don't mean that high school stuff has went out the window. Meaning, and this is just an example. You live with somebody and says your spouse and they're alcoholic and they want you to drink with them, but you don't want to drink with them because maybe your body ain't set up that way. You can't be out here just getting drunk like that. But they get upset because you don't want to get drunk. So then you feel like, well, I don't want to make them mad, so let me just have a drink. You know, let's not, because it's not what you want. So don't let nobody pressure you. Don't care about what they think. Don't care about what they feel, because at the end of the day, this is your body. This is your temple. You choose what goes into it. Even with the mental part, somebody may think you stupid because you're a stroke survivor. But that don't mean you got to think it. Don't care about what they think. You need to know you enough to know that you're smart, that you're willing to keep trying to learn, even if you're not the smartest. Because none of us got the highest IQ. So don't care about what people think. People have opinions like they have assholes. I said that before, but we all got one. So, I mean, opinions ain't going to go nowhere. It's your opinion of yourself that matters the most. And if you got value in how you feel about you, everybody else's opinions are irrelevant. And then you talked about being afraid of change. I found that a little funny because I know people that's in
And
my.
me,
No, but I'm not even talking about you.
I'm gonna admit.
But no, I'm talking about just people close to me, period. But yeah, you too. I just want to say, always keep in mind that change is the only thing that's constant in this world. You ain't gonna live forever, but the world gonna keep changing. You might have came in this world small, but you might end up fat. Or you might have came in as a fat plump baby, but now you thin and petite. Like, change is the only thing that's constant. So you can't be afraid of it, because if you're afraid of it, you can't grow. You can't meet the potential you're meant to meet if you're too busy being afraid to change and better who you are. That's all change does. It usually betters people unless they're bitter and angry and they choose to be sad and depressed and misery. So, I mean, if you want change and growth, you have to be willing to accept it and embrace the change and want it. Because it's literally the only thing that's constant in this world. You have to want change. Can't grow without it.
Yeah. And you can't go backwards.
You're going to fall
And
looking back there.
ain't nothing there for you. Ain't no more accomplishments. It's dead. It's
Holding on to your past keeps you in your
dead.
past. Real, I was about to cuss, but holding on to your past keeps you in your past. And when you sit in your past, it gives your past power over you. And you want to take your power back. You don't want to keep sitting yourself in your past, because how you gonna go forward? Your life gonna sit at a standstill, and you're gonna wonder why everything is repeating itself, because you are sitting in a past situation that left you right here. So now you can't go
Yeah.
forward. Your light is being dimmed by your past. So you have to keep igniting your fire by speaking life into yourself and taking back your power by reminding yourself that your past does not define you. You are not what happened to you. You're not what you've been through. None of that has anything to do with the person you're looking to seek in your future. Your future is bright if you keep shining the light. But if you keep looking behind you, what's back is dark. Real, if you look behind you right now, what's back there? Your shadow. Shadows are dark.
Mhm.
You don't want to sit in your shadow. You want to come and emerge. And that phoenix from them ashes that's meant to sprout, you gotta let it. The wings for you to soar and fly. For
And
real.
please, please, one thing that I did, this what I would say. When I get back to who I was, or when I recovery, I'ma do this, I'ma do that. And just think, if I was set to wait till I guess that get back to that 100%, how much time would have went by? Just wait. I'm gonna wait till my arms start back working.
Yep.
I'm gonna, you know.
I said the same exact thing. And here we are. Guess what? August 6th will be 10 years for me that I've been dealing with this. And because I took those first, what, 5, and I waited, like you said, and I
Mm-hmm.
was waiting for my arm, still in this situation with my arm. When had I not self sabotaged and had I accepted what was
Mm-hmm.
and took that pain for what it was and not embraced those pressures of what somebody else thought I was supposed to have been doing, I've been in a different place right now.
Yeah, me too.
But we're not gonna focus on that because again, that's looking in the past. We're not focused there because it ain't gonna help our future. So from this point on, all we can do is what's necessary to progress to make our lives better lives. So if you're dealing with depression, start today and speak life into yourself and remind yourself that the things that you've been through don't define who you are. So don't let it hold you into a depressive state because you get to choose your happiness. You got to find it though. And it's going to
Yeah.
take some work and it's going to take a lot of tears and heartache and it's going to take some uncomfortability. What they say, when God wants you to change, he make you uncomfortable.
Mm.
So get comfortable with being uncomfortable because it's the only way you're going to be okay. And that's real talk. And that's what everything in your life. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable because you got to have hard conversations with people you love for it to get better. You have to be uncomfortable with the pain you're going through for your physical recovery. You have to be uncomfortable with calling yourself out on your shit. Okay, let me just put it out there. You got to be uncomfortable with that. Everybody ain't comfortable with that because they don't want to be able to say, I made a mistake. Everybody too busy pointing their finger at somebody that they don't want to see their own. He must really want me to change. Yes, honey. Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're sitting in a situation right now and you're extremely uncomfortable, that's because something in that situation is meant to be changed. Even if it's, remember, our relationships ain't good relationships, and our relationships ain't meant to last. And sometimes when we're going through stuff, it's to show us our strength so we can get out of something else. I'm learning that right now in my own
I,
way.
we
That's
all learned it in our own, I think.
look, that's a whole nother show. But
Yeah.
but no, I'm learning. I'm real uncomfortable right now. I'm extremely uncomfortable right now with a lot of stuff. But I know why I'm uncomfortable. I'm only gonna be this only a temporary uncomfortability because I'm gonna do what's necessary to make myself comfortable. And that's what we all have to do. Erase
Yeah.
these pressures of life and everybody else's thoughts. Embrace the uncomfortability and do what's necessary to make yourself comfortable. Fuck how everybody else feel. Fuck what they gotta say.
Say
They
it one more time.
fuck them. That part. And I'm sorry, but listen, y'all know how we are in the raw, and you catch us how we get it how we live. But this is just a reminder that again, somebody's gonna always have something to say. It's how you feel about you. So if you're not happy with where you are, change it. If you can't change it, as Maya said, change your attitude
Mm.
because everything you can't do nothing about. So some things we got to just accept what is, and that's okay. But acceptance is first. Communicate with yourself. That means self-reflect. That don't mean go sit in the corner and talk to yourself. That it really means just self-reflect and look at everything that's going on around you, the people, the energy they giving you, everything. And if it's nothing that's conducive to you, let that shit go. Real talk. Because like I said, we got pressures already just being handicapable. So be comfortable with being uncomfortable in order for you to get the happiness that you deserve. Because you deserve happiness, you deserve peace, you deserve love because you are worthy, you are beautiful, perfectly imperfect. So don't let nobody tell you, encourage you nothing different because they can't. You're everything that you're meant to be. So
Yes.
just
And more.
and more. Your struggle right now is a temporary one. And that's because of what is meant to teach you, the lesson that is meant to give you. So accept that part, embrace that part, and just know that you loved, honey. You always got a friend in us. You can always reach out to us if you ever need advice, a friendship, or just anything, because strength, courage, and wisdom got your back through the storm, because we're your support system. That's why we do what we do, to remind you of the strength in you to push through this thing in life. Everything that you need is all in here. Fight is in the heart, baby. Fight is in
Hmm.
the heart. You see that logo? Fight is in the heart of a survivor. Anything you willing to put your fight into, you gonna survive it. Better believe that.
Now
What you
that heart pumping, baby.
what you want to leave the people with?
I'm gonna piggyback off of you. Long as that heart is pumping strong, you can't go wrong. As
Ow.
long as you feel it in that heart, then keep doing
Facts, real talk. But no, I encourage y'all again, slide over there to their YouTube page, subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you know when we go live. You can also listen in on YouTube, not YouTube. You can listen in on iHeartRadio and catch us if you weren't able to catch the live broadcast. And always remember, when you're down, there's nowhere else to go but up. Keep that crown on, put that lantern inside that crown and turn that light up and let that light radiate all over your body, and anything that's negative gonna bounce back, because you're accepting nothing but positive energy, love, and light, and knowing that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Always come through with that strength in you, boo.
it.
Till next time.